Council meeting of March 18, 2024 to order, and I ask that you all please rise to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Alderman Park.
Here.
Alderman Nudiro.
Here.
Alderman Pacito.
Here.
Alderman Nardini.
Here.
Alderman Brennan.
Here.
Alderman Irby.
Here.
Alderman Deuter.
Here.
Alderman Varimus.
Here.
Alderman Hill.
Here.
Alderman Shanko.
Here.
Alderman Johnson.
Here.
Alderman Bram.
Here.
Alderman Cahill.
Here.
Alderman Toledo.
Here.
14 present, 0 absent.
14 present, 0 absent. We have a quorum. At this time, we'll go to public forum. Clerk Malone, has anyone signed in this evening for public forum?
Yes, James Colbert.
All right, Mr. Colbert, if you would step to the microphone just behind you there. State your name, address is optional, and you have 3 minutes. Proceed.
Hey, James Colbert, Elmhurst. And I'm here to talk about agenda item 6.10.
Would you come a little closer to the microphone, please?
Okay,
Thank you.
how's that?
Very good.
So 6.10, that's why I'm here. The community grants. And I don't take a huge exception, just 2 organizations, which I have no problem with. They're 2 fine organizations. I just don't think they need the money. And first is the American Legion. If memory serves me, we started giving them a grant after we banned video gaming. And then they were saying they were hurting for money, and we started giving them city funds after that in the form of a grant. Well, they just started, they have an exception to the rule for video gaming, and if I done the math right, they're taking in about $8,000 a month after everyone gets paid, the state gets paid. We don't get paid because we banned it, we don't get a tax. So $25,000 in losses for our citizens, and they get to keep about $8,000 a month, and that's for January and February. You can check those numbers. So that's about $100,000 a year. So I'm not sure they need our $7,500 in our community grants. I don't think they need it. The second one is Elmhurst University. Elmhurst University has a endowment fund of $155 million, and they're making over $6 million in interest income alone. And recently, a few months ago, they got a grant from the state taxpayers, $7.4 million of our money going to them to build a new building. So I don't think they need a $7,500 or is it $8,000 grant. That money could be spent elsewhere. And that's all I have to say on that.
Thank you, sir. Has anyone else signed in for public comment? Is there anyone in the audience who would like to make public comment but did not have the opportunity to sign in before the meeting? If so, please raise your hand. Seeing none, we will close public forum and move on to written communications. Is there anyone in the audience that has a written communication they would like to deliver to the council? If so, please raise your hand. I see none. We'll move on to the consent to announcements. Are there any announcements from the dais? Alderman Brennan, then Alderman Hill.
Thank you, Mayor. So on March 25th, Public Affairs and Safety Committee meeting will be canceled due to lack of a quorum. Thank you.
Alderman Hill.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to announce the inaugural Elmhurst University Blue Jay 5K fundraiser for Honor Flight Chicago, going straight to veterans attending a one-of-a-kind journey to Washington, D.C. to memorialize their service. The run is Saturday, April 27th at 7:30 a.m. It is a timed 5K event. If you're interested in running, sponsoring, or donating, you can find this information at runsignup.com. Runsignup.com. And I will say, if we get enough sponsors, I will be running that race in the combat boots I haven't worn in 20 years. So if you want to see me in pain and running very slowly, please, I encourage you to sponsor or donate. Thank you very much.
Quite motivating. Alderman Nardini.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
I'd like to announce a generous gift that the Elmhurst Heritage Foundation just received from an Elmhurst resident. The foundation is the fundraising arm for the Elmhurst History Museum, and the History Museum is one of our departments, so it's fair to say that the Elmhurst History Museum isn't just in Elmhurst, it's of Elmhurst. Before our executive director, Dave Oberg, and his Town versus Gown vintage baseball game, and before executive director Brian Berghager and his Elmhurst Craft Beer Fest, there was Virginia Stewart. Virginia Stewart was the first executive director of the museum from a one-room operation with books and exhibits on shelves run by the Elmhurst Historical Commission. She created her own premier regional enterprise. From 1981 to 88, she turned a largely volunteer outfit into a professional institution, developed exhibits, secured grants. She defended her museum's funding each year right here during the budget season. After getting her PhD in American colonial history from Northwestern and later teaching a generation of historians as the director of public history at University of North Carolina, Wilmington, she literally wrote the book on Elmhurst called Visionary, and her words are still spoken in the copy of By All Accounts, the core exhibit on the second floor of the Gloss Mansion. When she died 2 years ago, her husband Al saw the best way for her to be remembered was to donate in her name an endowment to live forever in the museum for the honoraria paid for speakers, musical performances, and historical reenactments for all the museum those museum programs going forward. If you want to contribute, you can give gifts to the Dr. Virginia Radditt Stewart Memorial Fund by visiting the donation page or by getting in touch with Dave Oberg. On behalf of the City Council, I'd like to thank Al Stewart for the generous gift and Virginia Radditt Stewart for her service, for doing something that I think anybody should be proud of. She wrapped her arms around something she loved, and she made it better. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Other announcements? Alderman Toledo.
I'll jump on the train. The Finance Committee will not be meeting next Monday due to a lack of quorum as well. Thank you.
Alderman Deuter.
Thank you, Mayor. For the same reason, Development Planning and Zoning Committee is not meeting next Monday.
Alderman Bastido.
I would like to announce that the Public Works Committee will be meeting next week.
What a rare announcement.
Yeah.
All right. Any other announcements from the dais? Very good, thank you. Under the consent agenda, City Manager, please read the consent agenda.
Item 6.1, minutes of the regular meeting of the Elmhurst City Council on February 20th, 2024. Item 6.2, minutes of the regular meeting of the Elmhurst City Council on March 4, 2024. Item 6.3, accounts payable, March 18th, 2024, $2,390,021.31. Item 6.4, a report request for extension, case 23P08, Edward Elmhurst preliminary PUD for medical office building. Item 6.5, a report TIF 4 surplus distribution. Item 6.6, a report annual bike safety day. Item 6.7, a report Elmhurst City Center Rock the Block. Item 6.8, report neighborhood traffic study area 4 and 5 proposal. Item 6.9, report Elmhurst City Center 2024 events. Item 6.10, report explore Elmhurst community grant recommendations. Item 6.11, report Robert Palmer Drive Phase 1 engineering. Item 6.12, report professional engineering services for 2024 wastewater flow monitoring. Item 6.13, report 1 Toyota RAV4 LE Hybrid E4. Item 6.14, report 1 Toyota Camry LE Hybrid PD21. Item 6.15, report 1 Toyota Camry LE Hybrid PD40. Item 6.16, an ordinance granting a conditional use permit for a planned unit development with a site development allowance for the construction of additions to the building located at the commonly known as 900 North Industrial Drive, Elmhurst, Illinois. 6.17, an ordinance amending section 44.122 entitled Limited Parking Zones Enumerated of Division 3 entitled Parking Restrictions of Article 7 entitled Stopping, Standing, and Parking of the Chapter 44 entitled Motor Vehicles and Traffic of the Elmhurst Municipal Code. Item 6.18, an ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a non-exclusive license agreement by and between the Spring Road Business Association and the City of Elmhurst in Cook County, Illinois. 6.19, an ordinance waiving bid and authorizing the execution of a contract between Aries Charter Transportation, Inc. and the City of Elmhurst for services related to the 2024 Explore Elmhurst Express Trolley Program. Item 6.20, an ordinance authorizing the execution of a contract for the 2024 sidewalk replacement project. Item 6.21, an ordinance authorizing the City of Elmhurst to waive bidding and purchase two 2023 Ford F-150 Lightning electric pickup trucks and authorizing the disposal and trade-in of two 2013 Ford F-150 4x4 trucks for the city's Public Works Forestry Division. Item 6.22, an ordinance reserving and authorizing the transfer of volume cap in connection with private activity bond issues and related matters. Item 6.23, an ordinance making appropriations for Special Service Area Number 16 of the City of Elmhurst for the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2024 and ending December 31, 2024. Item 6.24, an ordinance authorizing execution of a purchase and sale agreement for the property commonly known as 322 West Eggleston in Elmhurst, Illinois. 6.25, a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a professional design engineering services agreement between the City of Elmhurst and Trans System Corporation for the Route 83 Bicycle Pedestrian Crossing Project. Item 6.26, a resolution to approve and authorize the execution of an intergovernmental agreement between the Illinois Department of Transportation and the City of Elmhurst for the implementation of intelligent transportation systems to improve all modes of transportation along the Illinois 64 corridor. Item 6.27, a resolution approving and authorizing the purchase and planting of parkway trees for the 2024 tree purchase and planting program in the City of Elmhurst, Illinois. 6.28, a resolution authorizing DuPage County gasoline and diesel procurement joint purchase. And item 6.29, resolution to correct an error in resolution number R-108-2022 entitled A Resolution Authorizing the Purchase of Microsoft 365 Software as Service Licenses for the City of Elmhurst.
City Manager, can you state the price for item 624 for the 322 West Eggleston?
Yes, that price is $530,000, and it will be a parcel that will be utilized for stormwater management and parking.
Very good. All right, is there any alderman that would like to remove an item from the consent agenda, either for further discussion or to vote against? Seeing none, I'll ask Clerk Malone to please call the roll on the consent agenda.
Motion second.
I'm sorry, we'll do the traditional way, a motion. Motion, Alderman Dara. Second, Alderman Brennan. Thank you.
Alderman Park,
Aye.
Nudira,
Aye.
Bastido,
Aye.
Nardini,
Aye.
Brennan,
Aye.
Irby,
Aye.
Deuter,
Aye.
Marimus, Hill,
Aye.
Shanko,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
Graham,
Aye.
Cahill,
Aye.
Bluto,
Aye.
14 ayes, 0 nays.
14 ayes, 0 nays, the consent agenda passes. Item 7, reports and recommendations of appointed elected officials. Mayor Levin, 2 items. I wanted to thank the St. Patrick's Day Committee, all the people on Spring Road, the businesses, all the volunteers from Elmhurst University, and all of the elected officials and staff who helped participate to make our Elmhurst and the Weather Service as well, to make our St. Patrick's Day Parade, again, a very fine event. I also want to, even though there's only a few days left of campaigning, maybe only one, it's not just political signs, but no signs belong in the parkway, which is city property. City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. A few things. Our annual spring cleanup is coming up. Those are on Saturdays. Dates are on the city website, but just in brief, they will be April 13th for those who have a Wednesday garbage pickup, April 20th for those with a Thursday pickup, and April 27th for those with a Friday pickup. And then we are scheduling a groundbreaking for the First Responders Memorial, which will be at Fire Station 2. That will be Friday, April 5th at 10 a.m. We will send formal invites out to council, but the public is certainly welcome. I commend the fire chief and his group that have set forth to raise money on that. They've done an excellent job in raising all the funds that are needed and then some. And then finally, we are taking registrations for the Citizens Public Works Academy, which starts April 11th. So please sign up quickly. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, City Manager. Any other reports from elected officials? There being none, we'll move on to other business. Is there any other business to be brought before the council this evening? No other business. I'll take a motion to adjourn, please. Alderman Hill, second Alderman Schenko. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. We are adjourned. Thank you.